Shlishi, Parshas Vaera, Shnas Tovshin Ayin Vav, Yeshiva Tiferes Avigdor. Rebbeinu Shalom tells Moshe Rabbeinu to give a message to Klal Yisroel. And he says, L'chei, Emor Livnei Yisroel, Ani Hashem, V'hoitzeisi eschem mitachas sivlois Mitzrayim, V'hitzalti eschem me'avoidosam, V'go'alti eschem li lo'om, V'yisi lochem le'loikim, V'yidatim ki Hashem, V'hevesi eschem el ha'oretz, Asher nososi es yodi. So these are known as the Dalid Lishonos Shel Geula. What do you know about halachic? What corresponds to the Dalid Lishonos Shel Geula? Arba Koises. Can we see that? Psachim. In the beginning of Arvei Psachim. That's correct. Chanan, wonderful. Rashi and the Rishbam. So, today we're going to give you a little insight into these four Lashonos. V'yitzesi, V'hitzalti, V'lokachti, and V'hevesi. Now, before we understand that there is a question that needs to be posed, after the third one, V'lokachti eschem li la'om, it says, V'yidatem, and you will know, Ki ani Hashem Elokeichem, Hamoitzi eschem mitachas sivlois Mitzrayim. Then number 4 is V'hevesi eschem. The question is, l'chayra would be more appropriate. What? Would be more appropriate if it said v'lakachti, v'hevesi, right? And then it would say v'datem ki ani Hashem. So the first thing we're going to begin with is with the Sifornu. Rabbeinu Avadia Sifornu tells us that I want you to tell the Rebbeinu, tell the Yidden, V'hitzesi eschem mitachas sivlois Mitzrayim. That means, Miyoim hascholas hamakos, from the day that the makos begins, Yishkoit hashibud, the shibud will come to an end. The first Makkah, what happened was, tell them. Right now they were in the worst part of their Makkahs. Right now they were experiencing the darkest period in their Shibud of Mitzrayim. And Hashem says, tell them we're going to start Makkahs. The show's about to begin. And when the show is going to begin, you're going to see the Shibud. Hashem says you're going to be encouraged. At that point, you're going to have encouragement. But you still won't go out of Mitzrayim. That's going to be a cessation of the slavery, the work. Then is going to be the Hitzaltias. So the first Yitzias Mitzrayim, the pasuk says, Mitachas Sivlois Mitzrayim. See, that's what it says in the first one. The state in pasuk that the Shem Yitziyah, das Choletz Shayach, to say das Choletz HaYitziyah, the beginning of the Yitziyah, once there is a cessation of the work. However, he says, not yet the Yitzhak. Then is going to be V'hitzalti eschem. Now it's interesting, it says V'hitzalti eschem me'avoidasa. So what does that mean? I thought the avoida stopped already Tchilas Hamakos. So he says that Kol Zman, you didn't leave Mitzrayim, you're still avodim to Mitzrayim. You just they got a break right now. You're having a holiday, you're enjoying a holiday from the work. We have to look in Chazal to know what the background was, what happened when you started giving it down. So Paro said, okay, I thought Paro was stubborn, right? What exactly, how did that happen? That doesn't, it's not logical. Then Paro should now say, okay boys, from today on, I'm not letting you out because I need you, and I don't know who Hashem is, but avoida, what happened? That's what happened. You have to chap that mitzias. He wasn't letting in, he wasn't giving in. The Yitzalti eschem, Haksola b'avoidasam, is only when you went out of Mitzrayim. So you were considered saved, nitzolim, but Vigoalti eschem. The next is Vigal. Number 3 is Vigoalti eschem. Bizroya netuya b'shvatim gedol. What does Vigoalti eschem mean? Says the Sifarnu, that refers to the Tfias HaMitzrayim biyad. Like it says, Vayoisha Hashem Vayoimahu. You know why? Because Kol Zman, the Mitzrayim were alive, they were considered like avodim that were borchim, escaped avodim. The shleimus of the Geula came with the death of the Mitzrayim. It was still chisaron of the Geula. It was still a kesher. Kol Zman the Mitzrayim weren't drowned in the Yam. There was still some kind of kesher that could have been renewed, even though they were out of Mitzrayim. So we have Vaytzeisi, that's step 1, beginning of the Makkas. V'hitzalti, that is the day they left Mitzrayim. V'goalti, that was on the 15th. V'goalti is Tfias Mitzrayim in the Yamsuf, the drowning in Mitzrayim Yamsuf. And number 4 is V'lokachti. What does that mean? V'lokachti eschem li la'am v'hayisi lachem Leiloi Kim means, that refers to Maimer Har Sinai. Now, the next pasuk says, V'yidatem ki ani Hashem. So, Pashut, how do you learn the pasuk, V'yidatem ki ani Hashem? That once you arrive at Har Sinai, Hashem says, I will reveal to you such a revelation about which the Torah says, Ato Hirei Soladas, you were shown, Hashem demonstrated. Matan Torah, Hashem demonstrated, Ki Hashem hu alikim ein oid milvado. Hashem opened up the heavens, Hashem opened up the Tahayim, the ground, he's able to see up, down, and all around, perceive things they never perceived, panim el panim, they perceived Hashem in such a fashion. Vidatem ki ani Hashem. But the Sifarnu says Vidatem is actually a tzivur. He says Vidatem is an act of telling them, you should know. What does that mean, and you should know? Hakiru, recognize. Vehisboinenu, contemplate. Shekol ze yisames. Yeah? Tell the Klal Yisroel that they should be mechazik the yediyah. That's what it means. And what are they supposed to be mizboinim? They're supposed to be mizboinim. That if Hashem tells me now, up front, how it's going to happen, they have to be mizboinim that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he says, is ki ani Hashem, that Hashem is mashgiach aleichem befrat. That Hashem deals with Klal Yisroel in a specific way. And I'm the one that is going to presently begin the Yitzhak. I am the one who's going to be mishtadel to see the Yitzhak through till the end. And you have to be mechazik yourself that ein sofek she'eseh kol ma she'amarti, that I will do everything which I said I was going to do. So vidatem, it doesn't mean vidatem in the future, but then you will know. But vidatem means right now. Now your avodah is to be makir and to be misboinein, to be mechazik yourself in your emunah, and that will make sure, that will ascertain that the geula will happen. And I'm telling you, if you will believe in me, I will definitely, ein sofek, Hashem says. There's no sofek that I will do whatever I say, will mekayim all the haftachas. And then Hashem says, number 5 is vehevesi eschem el haaretz. Rashi says, what does that mean? Ka'asher tisboinenu b'chol zeh. When you're going to be misboinen in everything, then tiyuruyim, you will become ro'ui she'aviachem el haaretz, that I will bring you to Eretz Yisroel, and ve'etinenu lachem, I will give it to you. V'nosati oisol lachem meirosh ani Hashem. So he says that if you want to be zoicha lehevesi, to the going to Eretz Yisrael, you have to be mechazik, and that's why it separates. It separates the vehevesi, because number 1, they needed to be mechazik the Emunah right now to be zoicha to the daled l'shaynis of it, which is v'hitzesi, v'hitzalti, v'go'alti, v'lokachti. Those were the 4 Lashonos of Gul. Then, Kasher Tizbeinu B'chol Zeh, he says, I will then take you to Eretz Yisrael in the next shlav. So, here it's Mavur Lahedya in the Pasuk that Emunah was the Siba for the Geula from Mitzrayim. And it had to be, you had to be maimin in all the shlavim, in all the steps, and you had to be maimin that Hashem was going to do the job. And Emunah in all of the shlavim was the siba that Hashem is going to bring him to Eretz Yisrael. Now he says in Noydik Pshat, the Torah says, "Vayedaber Moshe came el bnei Yisrael." Moshe did the job. He gave the drasha. He gave the speech on Emunah. Right? You know what happened? V'lo shamu el Moshe mikotz ruach u'mi avodah kosher. They were not shamu. They did not listen. You know? That means the lachas, the pressure was so great, they couldn't get into the zone. And you have to know, this is what I've heard from many people who get into a pickle. They get into a lachatz in their life, and you suggest to them, could you be mechazik yourself in the Emunah? They say, well, try. And they call back, you know what they say? I can't get into it. I just can't get into the zone. And I give them all kind of answers. I say, picture the shame, Yud K Vav K. Think about that deeply. Take one pasuk and say, Oimer la Hashem machsiu mutzadasi. Say Yoishev b'seisir elyon. Yes, Hashem, I acknowledge that you are sitting. B'seisir, you're always. B'seisir, you're right behind the curtain. Behind the darkness, you're there. And Oimer la Hashem, I say, machsiu mutzadasi Hashem. You're going to save me. But for the Shamu Moshe, they couldn't get him to do something. Now, so to sit forward a very interesting thing. He says, if they would have been misboinin, the chol zeh, in all this, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu told them, and they would have relied and trusted, they would have been batuach in the Yeshua's Hakel Yisbarach, you know what would have been? Vayachsheveha lahem tzedakah. Ke'inya b'Avram. Just like by Avram, he was zoichel to a bed, b'schus the Emunah. Means after Avram says to Hashem, "Titen li v'anoichi heilu charim," and it says Avram believed Hashem. The pasuk says vayachsheveha tzedakah. So you know what we think you could learn superficially? That's a side issue. Avram happened to believe in Hashem. And vayachsheveha tzedakah. You know, a lot of times the guy gives you a promise. And you know what happens? What do you say? Yeah, I'm sure. The guy came to my house and he told me that he hadn't had children. He's a meshulach. I used to come every single year collecting for the last 20 years. And the meshulach came, and every year, I was thinking to myself, aren't you giving up yet? He says he's doing what do they call it, treatments and this, and tried that. And he came last year again, and I remember thinking, oh, no, you're joking around, my friend. At what point did you give up? I was thinking, does the guy really have Emunah? I said to the guy, so the guy comes in, and I said, Shalom Aleichem. I said, I'm sorry to see you again. I'm sorry to see you again. But I want to ask you a question. How do you do it? How do you manage? I said, did it become, excuse already, it became like, it's like a business. There was a guy that once broken up, children had it broken up. And he came here and broken up. And then, after his arm got better, he used to come back here, he used to put his arm in a sling. I met him in Bar Park. I said, what's the story? Where's your arm? He said, oh, what? I left the sling. I'm not going to Cleveland. When I go to Cleveland, I put the sling on, he told me. He was a good meshulach. He was thankful that his arm broke once. Because he had a makam parnasa. And he once had a wife that was sick. Baruch Hashem, he said. You know why? His row was table. Like he came to people and told my wife's sick. My wife's still sick. Every year, wife's sick. You understand? I noticed a lot of mishlochim. Your wife never get better. A guy told me his wife was sick in the hospital. And he didn't realize at the same time. I said, anything good happened in your life recently? He says, yeah. He said, my kids got married. My kid got married. I said, no kidding, what number? It was a high number. I said, very impressive. He says, you want to see a picture? I said, I'd love to see a picture. I look at the picture, and they all look beautiful. They look like... I said, are these all your daughters? He said, that's my wife. I said, I thought your wife's sick. I thought she was always in the hospital. She's sick. So she got better for the house. Okay, so it's a good geschäft. But this guy thought maybe, Baruch Hashem, he's happy, his wife, he didn't have kids, because now he's turned into something good. Turn lemon to make lemonade, right? Everybody knows that, So he told me no. No, I gave up already, he says. I'm not here this year to collect for any more for this thing, treatments. I'm here to tell you good news. I'm having a baby in 2 months. I said, what? I said, I never thought that would happen. I said, so what are you collecting for now? For the kid that you didn't have? He said, no. I'll tell you the story. Now I collect for a moisid, misam chilei, that's misameach, people who can't have kids. I said, really? That's nice to us. I said, that's not a bad geschäft. You found out, not for yourself, others. So I'll tell you what happened. I went to the Ayalei Shtema, and I poured out my heart to him for the 50th time, and I told him the story. He gave me a bracha. Then he said to me, tell me, how do you make money? These things cost a fortune. I said, you're Gemara, you're Shalayim, how do you do it? He didn't want to say it's not a hacking, he said, no, tell them the truth, how do you make it, where do you get the money from? He didn't want to tell about later, he schnars. He presented like a Choshemench. He says, it's Chatoya Nimanskar. He says, okay, I go around the word collecting. He said, it's got to cost you. I mean, it costs you a fortune. He said, you have the touch. You have how to collect. He said, well, he said, I'm a shalayim. He said, you know what I mean? I Leib smiled. I Leib told him, from now on, don't collect for yourself. I'm going to give you a good bracha, he said. Collect for my moisim. I have this moisim, some chilev, they take a couple of kids. We make Shabbatot for them, we make vacations for them, we make smachis for them, and we give help with this, help with that. It's a good job. Do that, I'll be a schus for you. So he listened, and he said, listen, Shishira, what I'm about to say right now, I'm asking him a beforehand. He said, it's going to be a little chutzpah, but please be my I'm talking Pashat from Tsar. I've had it up to here, he pointed up to over his head, I have it up to here with brachas. I got enough brachas, I can open up a brachas bank. He said, ich hab genug brachas, but they're not working. I want Avtocha now. You give me Avtocha, I'm going to work for this place. You see, like you have Avtocha, huh? Avtocha. I'll give you her, I'll go work for this place. I told him, the next time your wife goes for treatment, next time you go for treatment, I forgot which one it was, you go for a treatment, call me the day before and tell me. I said like this, if my wife gets pregnant from the treatment, I'm still not going. Because my wife has gotten pregnant before. My wife's gotten pregnant before. We lost the babies. Babies don't sleep. I'm going to go after it's already Shnei Shlish, I'm going to undertake it. 7 months, as it's holding up, then I'm going to go. I said, okay. Goes to, he tells everybody late, goes up, goes out. A couple of weeks later, he calls everybody late up. So Shiva, I'm the guy who came to you, told me I should go the day before, give me your wife's name, and he died. So the wife became pregnant. I waited 1 month and told about it, 2 months, 3 months. He said, now it's 7 months. Now, I got him in chaff. Hashem provided me with new parnasa. Now from a bracha, I help others to know what you're called. The guy told me, Lo Yishem Moshe, you couldn't hear anymore. Emunah, it's finished. Avtocha. That was empty. But here it says, Hashem, Moshe came with Avtocha. But Moshe said tonight, you got to be boiteich in Avtocha. You got to be boiteich in Avtocha. Now I want you to know, people don't realize that. Most people, I tell them, oh, that's going to help me get out of my tzaras. Emunah for them is just a way to get out of tzaras. That's not the pshat. Emunah itself is such a vayach sheveha lo tzedakah. It's such. By Moshe Rabbeinu, Avram Avinu was tzveizach. When Hashem told Avram you have a baby, so Pashat you learn the pasuk. Hashem considered stuck. Avram didn't tell like this guy told about Leib. Yeah, I'm enough. I want to see tachlis. So Hashem said, you have Emunah? No. Tzfarno says that was what gave him the baby. He needed that Emunah. It was b'schus that Emunah that he got the baby. But he says the Yidden was under such lachatz they couldn't be misbeinen and they couldn't get into the zone. And you know what happened as a result? They got out. Right? So he says, V'chein lo niskayim b'hem, because they couldn't fulfill this vidatim k'ani Hashem, lo niskayim b'hem v'nosati oiso lachem avol nitna levnehem. It wasn't niskayim by them, v'nosati oiso lachem. You want to know why that door was not safe to get there to Yisroel? Because they lacked it. You want to know why he says? Because Kiloi, their ruach was not ne'emunah. They couldn't come to zich. They weren't solid. Ume'avoida kasha. He says, Kilule avoida kasha. That itself was just limud chus for them. It was only, he says, Kilule, while it says, the pasuk says, Mikaitse ruach, ume'avoida kasha, that itself was a limud chus. The guy doesn't have Emunah because I don't believe in Emunah. I've heard that from people too. I don't believe in Emunah. I tried that route. And then you have a person, he says, Klal Yisroel, the only reason they didn't believe, because Mikaitse ruach, they couldn't have to be misbainim. Emunah needs misbainus. And avoida kasha did not allow them to be misbainim. He says, if not for this, they would have done it. V'hayu mevinim, mitaina, they understood from their time, from Moshe Rabbeinu's guidance. Sheroy l'ftayach, they should be b'tayach. So, they got somewhere, they got out of Mitzrayim. Out of Mitzrayim they got. But, they didn't make it there, Yisroel. They weren't zeich. They had to meet them. It says in the beginning, Vayamin ha'om. Last week's parsha, first time Moshe Shem Leich, Vayamin ha'om. But to get there, it's Yisroel. You need chizik, yuchid be'emunah. So the first thing you have to know is any time you go through a tzara and you mechazik yourself, you know what happens? Number one, that itself is a mitzvah gedolah ad lema'oid. Hashem considers every time you have Emunah, you're in a tzara and you have Emunah in Hashem, that's a gewaltig tzirotz in Hashem. A guy sitting in a hospital, so what mitzvah do I do? Guy's going through a difficult thing with his child. He's going through a difficult thing with his parnasa. He's going through difficulties with his own health. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I have Emunah that you can make me better. I rely on you. You are the Reifei Chayli Am Yisroel. You're the Moshiach. You're the Matzil. You're the Mefarnes. You're the Merachem. You are everything. Now it's interesting. They had enough Emunah to get out of Mitzrayim. That much Emunah they had, but they needed a higher degree of Emunah to be in Eretz Yisrael. To be Zeich in Eretz Yisrael, that never pushed. Why? Because over there, Eretz Yisrael is a very special existence. Not a one-time shot. That's a place where Einei Hashem Elikecha, where you're living with Hashem. That's called living b'palterin shel melech. You're living in the palace of the king. The Einei Hashem, the Ashgacha Miyuchedis, where you see Hashem Ma'oifin Miyuched, a special way in Eretz Yisrael, that you're going to be Zeichet Emunah. Many people think they can live in Eretz Yisrael. They don't want to live in Eretz Yisrael. So these are people who have no shaykhs. But a person wants to live in Eretz Yisrael and he has Emunah, and it's shaykh. Shaykh. Is he that goes to Reb Chaim Kanievsky? Should I move to Eretz Yisrael? You know what he says to everybody? Of course. Remember there was a younger man from here. He wanted to go to Eretz Yisrael. I told him, write a detailed letter to Reb Chaim, explaining your whole geschichte, your life, your wife, your kids, the matzah, the snap, the ages, all the details. Your parnasi that you don't have here, you're not going to have what you have there, it's going to be worse. Chaim told him to come. Told him to come to Eretz Yisrael now. He said somebody else in, same thing, come to Eretz Yisrael. Okay. And everybody in the community went nuts. They tried to call me up, I should convince him not to go, it's not rational, it's not this, it's not that. So the guy came to me, what should I do? This one's pulling my wife, that one's pulling me. People tell me it's crazy, I have no money, over there you're going to flop and all of this. I told the guy, do you believe? You got a Emunah? Do you believe that you go to Eretz Yisrael, do you believe what Reb Chaim told you, that that is the place where Einei Hashem Elikecha? If you don't believe, I told him, I can't tell you that. But if you have Emunah, and you b'teach b'HaKadosh Baruch Hu, it's going to work. Tell you a story. Many years ago, I had a Talmud, I was Mekarvim, got married, Baruch Hashem, brought him to the chuppah. He had a very successful job, and I told him it's time to go to Eretz Yisrael. I told him it's time to go to Eretz Yisrael. Get away from America, go to Eretz Yisrael. He said, Parnasim. He said, rely on Hashem. I'll give you my word, you'll have parnasa. But you got to believe me, 100%. So he told a couple of people of my bracha, and the people told, you're out of your whacked mind for listening to him. Look at this, he's a young punk. He's giving you brachas, and don't know who do you think he is? Chaim Kanievsky. He's telling you, come to Israel, and have bitachon Hashem, right? And I said to the guy, no, you missed the point. I'm telling you, if you have Emunah, you can go, Hashem can take care of you. So he was hesitant. I said, let's call my Zayd. So, I called my Zayd from my house. I told him the story, the kids are, I told him the story. That's what I suggested to him. He wants to know what he should do. So my Zayd said, Nerdy Kazach. He said, to go with that Emunah is heroism. It's being a hero. No one, in heroism, it's halacha ve'ein moirikin. That's what he said. You don't have to be a hero. Nachshon ben Aminadab didn't come and say, Moshe, should I be the first one to jump in? No, he didn't ask that. He heard, go, here I am, hineni. I have Emunah, and he walked in till the mamish bo ma'im nefesh. And then it's everybody's thinking, you fool, you're going, you're drowning. It's on his tiptoes, finally, he's getting what the money's up there. Everything is full of his head. This Kitzaini, this guy's a radical, sugar. And all of a sudden, pop, dry land. Wow. That guy got one lucky SHLITA. That's how people say it. Yes, one lucky SHLITA. No. Isaiah said, as I told the guy, Isaiah didn't say it's wrong. He just said it's heroism. I'm telling you, as you read me, be a hero. Be a hero. So, I arranged for him to go to a friend of mine, another guy who's learning Tells. He moved to Yisroel. He was learning Yisroel then. He was married. I said, go to this guy's house. I arranged to send him up to this house. So you go, get into the yeshiva, you get, what you call it, enter the yeshiva, and have bitachon, Hashem take care of you. So I told this, my friend there, I told my friend, he says, Yisroel says, that's a little bit extreme. What if I get stuck with this guy for the whole time? I said, trust me, this guy's got Emunah right now. If you don't cool him off, he's going to get out of your house. If you cool him off, you're stuck with him. The kitzur, he went to Eretz Yisroel. About a week or two later, his wife calls me up. She said, I was on a bus today, and I met a Yid, modern Orthodox Jew, who knows my father, who's also a modern Orthodox person, from a different state. And he mentioned, oh, what are you doing in that city? We moved to that city. I said, where are you living? He said, I'm living by people. He said, you need a place? I got a place for you. A free place. Kitzur, she called me up. She said, Rabbi Ray, you think that's the place? I said, I don't know. Could be in the sign, but Hashem letting you know that there's free places available. Even though everybody tells you there's a shortage and there's never free places available. Especially for Chutzlar, everybody's trying to rip people off. So, no place in the world is free places. I said, the guy's a modern Orthodox guy, right? So yeah, I said, I'm afraid he's got a place for you in Gilo or some other shchuna that's on the edge. There's no from, so you don't want to go to Yisroel to live in some kind of modern from place. You want to live in a from place? Go ask him where it is. Then get back to me. She come back, calls me back. A day later, she says, the place is called Sari Yisroel. Sari Yisroel is at the end of Malcha Yisroel. It's right beyond Gula. It's right in Ochev. There was a frum hotel, an apartment hotel that they built over there. And this person had an investment there, and part of it, there was machlokes, and the settlement was he's able to have an apartment there. And he decided he doesn't know anybody who would go in there. And he offered, Hashem put in his mind this shigoyin to offer it to them for free. And the girl told me this girl was a little shtickle, but better living. She wasn't living like garbage. So I said, she told me how living in a dump. I said, Hashem has plenty of nice places for you. And they moved into this apartment hotel for free. And I had stayed with Mina Shemayim because I had done with my wife the year before. That place had just opened. I said, let's go there for Shabbos. A frum place, let's go to that place, a frum place. And I knew everything about that apartment hotel. I was in those rooms. I knew the place. I told her it's a beautiful, wonderful place. And she moved in there. And now it was a Pella, the job that he had a very big job. He worked at a Fortune 100 company. And I suggested to him then, I'll tell you what you do. Write the company and tell them that you took a leave of absence because you want to go work in Eretz Yisrael. He said they're not going to hold a job for them. Maybe they could offer you something. You didn't work there that long. But maybe they would offer you something to give you some assistance. When I told him this, he said, Rebbe, with all due respect, that's wacky. The company will give you free money. You know what I mean? If you quit after a year, they'll give you free money. Maybe you worked there for 20 years, they give you sabbatical, they'll give you years. No, and so, write them a letter. They wrote it back, sent them a check for $8,000. Not bad. Not bad for starters. Then, he told me there's another problem why he couldn't go. He owned a brand new Toyota 4Runner. Very geschmack. It was the first year the 4Runners came out. Big nice tires, nice car. I told him, I'm going to buy it from you. Don't worry. You go to Eretz Yisrael, don't worry about it. I need it till the day. Till the day you can drive it till the day you leave. Don't worry about it. Don't put it in the paper before you go. It should hit the paper the day you leave Eretz Yisrael. That's all. He put it in the paper. He said, I got to pay this. It was $15,000 he owed on the car still. I said, okay, fine, don't worry about it. I'm guaranteeing it for you. What are you worried about? He put the ad in the paper. And then what happened was, he went to Israel. That day, I put it on my lawn, just to keep it on the side, and I get a call from a place called Columbiana County. That's what they told me they lived. It's got 100 and something miles away from me. Somebody saw it, and a lady gets on the phone and said, I see you put a tail. I said, oh, that is a cream puff. I said, this is a car. I said, it's got metallic paint, all the toys. It's got, the only thing it doesn't do is drive by itself. I said, this is a car you want to have. She said, what color is it? Explain it. Does it have a stripe in the other side? I said, it's got a gold stripe. And she goes, oh no, that's exactly what I'm looking for. That's my color. And I said, oh, mamish. She said, okay, I'm going to come next Sunday and see this. This is, I don't know who you are, I got to tell you something. This is one of a kind car. This is the car, just got on the market today. By Sunday, it may be history. It may be history. If I were you, I suggest, grab it while you can. Okay? Next morning, 8 o'clock, they came with a father had a Rolls Royce, pulled up, nice fancy car, elderly gentleman gets out, and his girl was there, his daughter was there, and she fell in the hood in the car. She was Machabik, Menashe. Oh, this is the car, Mommy. I told her, take it for a drive. No, I don't need it for a drive. I said, take it for a drive down the block. I said, I don't sell a car till you drive it. She said, I said, take it for a drive. She took it for a drive, turned around, came back. I want it. Anyway, the guy sticks his hand in his pocket. He pulls out a bank check, $14,000. I said, sir, with all due respect, it's a very nice offer, but it's not my car. I'm selling it on behalf of somebody. And this guy has got into it right now, $15,000. He paid it up till 15. It's all he has left in 15. He's got to get the 15. He's got to pay the bank up. So the guy says, could he ask him if he was willing to bargain? I said, you got patience? He said, what's the matter? I said, right now the guy is probably flying over the Mediterranean Ocean somewhere. I said, if you have patience, you could sit my lawn, I don't mind. And I will wait, we'll try to reach him when you get to Israel. I mean, it takes time to get out of the airport, it's like 3 hours. If you wait a day or two, we will probably able to get a hold of him. And we'll say, I'll ask him, maybe we'll ask him. He's clearing back and forth into Africa, puts it in the other pocket, pulls out $1,000 cash. There it is, sign the thing, get out of here. The guy called me and said, this car is sold. Sold to the man from Colombia, can't hit his pajamas. But I tell you, that's a Kodesh Baruch Hu. That's a movement. All my life I remember this. I saw the Yad Hashem. I told the guy, if I were going to I would never get a place like that. You know why? I don't have that Emunah yet. I hope to get there. And eventually I got certain levels of Emunah. I went there to Yisroel for Yom Tov, and people have given me free apartments. Not my relatives, not my this. I gave an apartment. Later on, we discovered, playing that relative game. Who you're related to somehow. We somehow fight the relatives. Not the guy. The guy put an ad in the paper. He's renting the apartment $1,500. I called him up. I said, listen, my wife got the wife to call him. I said, ask him if he would take 1,000. Now, the rent cost him more than $1,500 for that apartment. I said, ask him to take 1,000. So he said, Shalita said, I'll talk to my husband. She called back the next day. My wife said, what did the husband say? My husband says, he doesn't think 1,000 is right. So I said, so what number did he come up with? My husband think, you know what he thinks? We really give him nothing. Excuse me? We're really happy to have somebody in the apartment. We want to rent it. But I offered you $1,000. No, it wouldn't be right. Because we're really happy to have somebody, in America, somebody to watch the apartment for us. It wasn't normal. And then the next year, what happened next year? The next year, everybody heard they gave a free apartment. Oh, so all the vultures from Yisroel showed up, knocking on the door. People came Hanukkah. So I said, it depends if the people from last year. You know what the lid told me? He gave me the apartment back better than I gave it to you. I'm looking forward to you staying in my apartment. Because I get it back nicer. I got it back nice. And then I left him a check. I said, I'm giving you a blank check. I'm not going to look at it for any costs, for any this. Take the check for the electric, for the this, for that, air conditioning. I said, I'm not going to look at it. You could write the check out, the covered government. After 4 years, I recognized they weren't, I don't think they were cashing the checks. They weren't writing the checks out. I left a blank check. I said, Brad, I just signed it. I said, whatever you feel is fair, I won't look at it. They were very much to tell you. You watch that part for us. You're shameless. Understand? So I said, I see Hashem give me also a free part. I finally came to that Madrid after 30 years. Hashem finally showed me a child. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. I bet. I wasn't complaining. Understand? A person has to have the Emunah. If you have that Emunah, Hashem could do anything. That's sometimes it doesn't work. You still get the HaShLITA and stuff.